I also kind of taste the salt flavored chips. Oh, and the LNP is so good. You should come here and try it.
So, we are the O'Brien's abroad. I'm Susanna.
I'm Whit.
And I'm Ben.
So we're traveling around the world right now, and for the last 2 months we've been living in New Zealand. New Zealand.
Ow.
New Zealand.
So we were pretty happy to get here because we've spent the last 10 months in Asia and Southeast Asia. And as much as we love these new cultures, it was kind of nice to come to an area that speaks English and serves hamburgers. They have very civil driving laws. It was a more familiar kind of experience. But the food, while we love a lot of the similarities, they have amazing dairy products and amazing meat products. We have found some of the snack foods to be very different and very new and a little bit scary.
I think they're great.
So we've tried a few of these already, but some of them are new to us. So we wanted to take time to show our reactions on camera, what it's like to try some of these new foods from New Zealand and Australia. So I'm kind of nervous.
Should we get going?
All right, what do you want?
Start with something safe.
Okay.
Tim Tams?
Tim Tams. So you were the first person to teach me about Tim Tams. So you want to explain to everybody else?
So Tim Tams are a cookie that have a fudge coating on it, and has the cookie in the middle can act like a straw if you cut off the corners and use
Like this.
milk, and it's called a Tim Tam Slam.
Cut one corner, then cut the other opposite corner.
All
So
right.
the smaller your cut, the better the straw.
Ah,
You can tell we've done this before. This is one of our favorite. And then we have some milk, some warmed up milk. And then, you want to go first?
Let's share. Can we do it at the same time?
Sure. Maybe we can't. All right, here.
All right, okay.
So you can't go anymore. Ooh, it's got some milk skin.
Practically falling apart, but this fudgy coating keeps it all together. I don't know how. That's so good.
And you gotta lick your fingers after.
Yeah, especially when you don't have paper towels. So the funny thing about Tim
Okay,
Tams,
let's save these.
I don't
Yours-
think they're a very good cookie.
Keeps doing that.
I don't like the chocolate on them. You think they're fine.
Yeah, just plain by itself.
They're okay. I don't like them just plain by themselves, but when mixed with hot milk, they're really good.
So good.
They're
You
so
can't beat
good. So we have seen these for sale in the United States. I think you can get them in the international foods section of a grocery store or maybe a specialty grocery store. This is seriously like the best thing. So you've got to try it. All right.
What's next?
Well, now I'm kind of thirsty, so let's try the LNP.
Okay. So LNP is lemon and peora.
Peroa? It's good lemony stuff.
Peroa.
So LNP stands for lemon and Peroa, or however you say the name of that town. It's a place where there is a mineral spring. So it's like lemon mineral water, like a lemon soda, and the water came from this special spring source. And they are obsessed with it in New Zealand. Actually, the advertisement for LNP Soda says it's world famous in New Zealand. This is not our first time trying it, but
We
still wanted to show you guys because it's such a unique New Zealand thing, and it is like a pretty unique flavor. Hey, we're gonna try it all together. Sit up a little more, Whit.
oops.
That's okay. Okay, ready? Cheers. New Zealand.
Cheers. What, when you first had it, you thought it tasted kind of like ginger ale?
Well, to me, it's a combination of ginger ale and like pine sol.
This tastes different than when I tasted it before.
Really?
What do you think of it now?
I think it tastes like a kind of like vanilla lemony flavor.
Like a lemon cream soda.
Yeah.
I
love
stand
it.
by Pine Sol. It's definitely
Good.
not as sweet as other sodas, especially not what we're used to in the United States. There's just something about that lemon flavor that seems really artificial to me.
So if
But
you,
it's still soda, so that's still good.
so I've heard there's a giant bottle of LNP in the city of Peoria. So look that up.
Maybe we should look it up
We probably should.
when we're there. Okay, this is the one I'm super nervous about. This is WeetBix.
You know why she's nervous about it? Is because of the number 5 right there.
It's
That's
true.
its health star rating.
I'm not a super healthy eater. It's true.
So this is as healthy as it gets on a 5-star scale. It's a number 5.
How awesome is it that New Zealand does that, though? I love that they rank their foods.
How do you want to eat this?
Well, okay, so here's the thing about WeetBix.
Oh, we have milk, I guess.
I don't know. So you open it up, and it's just this like paper bag inside, plastic, and it's these. Can you see that?
It's
I
like
think
compressed.
it's like a bar.
It's like cornflakes when they're not crispy are compressed together in bar shape.
I think it.
Let's see
So
what.
I opened this box.
Try it, Wit.
I opened this box of WeetBix, and I
Face
was
over it.
so perplexed. I had no idea how you eat this. So I actually put it on my Instagram and said, guys, help me out here. How do you eat WeetBix? And I got more responses from that quick Instagram story than anything we've done while traveling the world for the last year and a half.
How is it, Wit?
Because people know that the WeetBix is 5 health star rating, so you just put in a bowl of milk and wait for it and use a spoon to take it out.
So that's what you do. You eat it like cereal in a
Yep.
bowl. You want one? You want to try it in your warm milk?
Nah, I'm okay. I had it for breakfast.
So the other way that people told me to eat it is just to eat it like toast. So I'm just gonna try taking a bite of it plain first.
I think Wit has a good idea. Dipping it in warm milk. Here's a spoon. You want it?
Oh.
It falls apart. It gets soggy pretty quick. So if you don't like it soggy, you have to be really quick in eating.
Yeah, it's so dry that eating it plain, just like toast, is just makes my mouth feel gross. But it has a better flavor than I thought. It's like a little bit salty.
Try it in here.
I don't like it.
It's just plain.
You don't like it? Oh, he's going for the LNP to wash the taste out of his mouth. All right, I'm dipping it in this milk. I don't like it either.
It's just plain wheat. If you don't like wheat by itself, then you won't like this.
I don't.
Why would you eat that? It's
Why would
just
you
like,
eat cornflakes? You just add enough sugar to it and it's great.
I wouldn't eat cornflakes. I don't think cornflakes is as popular in the United States as WeetBix is in New Zealand.
Yeah, it doesn't have, well, it needs like
Oh.
a cup of sugar in it. And then
I need to wipe out my
Americans will
mouth,
like
too.
it better.
That's probably true. I'm not denying it.
All right, should we move into kiwis?
Can I try the golden kiwi first?
So golden kiwi, not golden kiwi, fuzzy kiwi.
I would call that one normal.
Yeah, I think
A
that's
normal
good
kiwi.
idea. All right, see if they're
So
ripe
the
enough.
thing about New Zealand is that kiwi can mean one of 3 things. It is the national bird. It is also 2 different varieties of fruit, as you see here, and it is what locals call themselves. So kiwis like kiwi. Is it kiwi or kiwis? How do you pluralize that word?
I don't know.
A good kiwi is soft enough to just eat it with a spoon.
This one's pretty ripe. Wait, do you want to try it? Want to trade?
Yeah, this one.
That's a better way
Not
to
so
get
ripe.
the WeetBix flavor out of my mouth. So when we first got to New Zealand, one of the first things that we looked for in a store was kiwi. But all we found were kiwi that were being imported from Italy. What's up with that?
Kiwis love their kiwi fruit, and it's not in season all year long, so they bring it in from Italy.
We also heard that it's not even native to New Zealand.
blew my mind.
It's actually
like,
from China? Is that right?
yeah, don't have the facts right on the tip of my tongue, but
Well,
imported from China, grows really well here, and now in like the 80s or something, New Zealand became famous for exporting kiwi fruit, and so they called it kiwi. Something like that.
Should I open
but the chances are you might think that kiwi is from New Zealand like we did, so we were pretty surprised. I personally like the golden one better. Which one do you guys like?
Golden.
Yeah, golden definitely.
Golden wins.
As long as it's ripe.
Yeah, this one's not quite ripe, but the flavor is usually really good.
All right, should we do this?
Okay, this is the other one I'm really nervous about.
Vegemite.
It's
No,
Marmite.
this one's Marmite.
Depends on who you ask. They're very different.
So Australia has their version, and New Zealand has its version. Which one is this one?
This is New Zealand.
Okay. So we've heard some people say they like Vegemite better. It has like a more well-rounded flavor.
Ew.
I don't know. Not. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I don't mean to be dramatic, but that smells awful.
Well, it's yeast. That's all it is.
It's yeast?
That's the main ingredient, yeast extract. So it's yeast, sugar, salt, mineral salt, color, corn. It's yeast extract.
I'm not a fan of yeast, I guess. It's also super jelly. What's up with that?
But when I first had it, I like stuck it on my finger and tried it.
So you've eaten this before?
And it was gross.
Oh.
Yeah. But then I talked to a Kiwi friend
of mine who said
nobody eats it
Wait,
like that.
the bird or the human?
The human.
And
they
gave it
to us.
They
told us to put it on butter bread.
So we got some
butter bread.
And
with New Zealand creamery butter.
And they told us
to only put on a little bit. It's not like peanut butter or Nutella where you
slather
it on. This lasts like a month. I don't know.
But you have to have enough to actually be able to taste it.
Is that too much?
I don't think that's too much because you have to be able to try it.
All right,
I actually have never seen anybody apply it, so.
It looks like
tar.
It looks like a baby diaper.
So any
kiwis out there? Just the right amount. That's how you do it. Okay. Let's some more.
There's a chance we'll be giving away leftover Marmite if anybody in North Auckland happens to want a jar when we're done with this.
Okay.
Wait, do you remember?
You've had this before.
And you liked it. So I think it depends.
It tasted like butter by itself last time, so maybe I put on too much. Let's see.
Ew.
Not a fan?
Mm-mm. I'm not a fan of that.
Ouch.
Too much.
How do you put on less though?
That was definitely too much.
I needed two time to wash
It's
that.
true. How can you put on less than this? But that did not taste good. It tastes just like it smells. I can't even. I'm not.
Yeah, it's a little too strong.
Okay, but we did learn a second way to eat it. Maybe this way will taste better.
Maybe we should try it. Yeah.
Okay. So, Bluebird potato chips. These are also world famous in New Zealand. We actually just saw a newspaper article that came out. I don't know if it was in the newspaper or was it an online mag?
It was an online magazine.
Okay, so we saw this article that came out, or heard about it at least, of this journalist ranked 122 different flavors of potato chips. She just bought every kind that you can get in stores in New Zealand and ranked them from best to worst. And it is causing a huge uproar with people who either agree or disagree with her potato chip choices.
Even the government has, like the official government Twitter account or something has weighed in on it.
So she wrote a follow-up article that said, I told New Zealand which chips to eat, and now... Well, I can't remember the rest of the title, but she wrote this follow-up article about how it was all the attention that she got
I just need some.
from telling people what chips to eat. So anyway, she said that Bluebird salt and vinegar were number one.
Hmm.
And the people that I heard reporting on the story were making fun of people who eat Bluebird ready salted.
Because it's too plain Jane?
I don't know.
I need
They didn't.
some
They all just laughed. Like Kiwis understand that the ready salted is not good. I guess I should have gotten the.
Not be good, but
I should have gotten the salt and vinegar. You want some help?
Yeah. Wow, that's hard.
Okay. So the other way that we heard to eat Marmite or Vegemite is to put it on a chip sandwich in your butter bread.
So
I'm loading it up with potato chips because I don't like the taste of this Marmite. It doesn't seem very healthy, but we actually heard that school cafeterias would serve this. So it's like pretty well documented.
I like the crunch in there. The Marmite flavor has gone down as a
Yeah.
proportion. More salt and oil.
I still taste the Marmite, but it's not so bad when having it with chips.
Would
I
you
can see
rate
this
it
be
by thumbs or stars?
I think it's okay.
Mm.
Maybe if I'm in the right mood, I'd want something like
How many
this.
stars?
Like 3 stars?
Or 3.5?
How many stars would you rate it?
Vegemite?
Oh, yeah, some more LNP.
Should we do the other chips while we have them?
Sure. Okay, so this is the other thing. Kumara. Kumara is like a sweet potato, and they love it in New Zealand. So these are chip form of kumara, but the other really popular way to eat it is in steak fries, like really thick kumara fries, which we've both tried and didn't really like all that much. Sorry, New Zealand. It's not our thing. So I'm kind of hoping that the chips are better.
The crisps.
The crisps. All right, dig in. These are also salt and peppered, but the fries probably were too. Salted at least.
The fries had aioli with it. And I'm not a big fan of aioli.
Okay. I mean, they just look like veggie chips.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
They taste healthier than those other chips.
In chip form, this is no different than veggie chips that we would get in the United States. But in French fry form,
Is that
I think
rated
they-
health star?
I think they taste really different.
Where's the health star rating? Other one.
I don't see a health star rating on either of these. Maybe they don't even bother to rate potato chips.
You're like in the negative.
I need to get these pills out of my seat.
Wait, stop.
Sit up. Underneath.
It's poking me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, how about we finish up our fruit?
Okay.
You want to try this? It's
Okay.
called feijoa.
You just put
Okay.
it,
We've never eaten this before.
you gotta keep saying down, baby.
All right. I don't even know what it looks like in the middle. That's what it looks like. See?
Oh.
It has this like gooey center.
Want to try it, Whit?
With the shape.
You want to be the first one to try it?
Yeah.
So I've tried a feijoa gummy candy from New
What do
Zealand.
you think?
And it was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
Good.
Good?
You like it?
Yeah. Kind of.
Are you supposed to eat the fleshy part or just the gooey part?
You can eat both.
Well, we both just ate
He's
both.
the master, so.
You want some more? It's interesting. It's got like a...
I don't want the pills on here.
Okay, buddy.
Ow! Ouch!
I don't like that at all.
So
it's
the
really bland. It kind of tastes like a pear,
Mm.
which I also don't like.
I feel like it has like almost a mint or some like bitter flavor to
You know
it.
This
what?
cup is cracked.
Okay. The longer it sits in my mouth, the more it tastes like the gummy candy that we tried that I did not like.
All right, should we move on to some better things?
Moving on from that. Yeah, let's move on to the candy bar. So there's a lot of unusual, oh, I don't know about unusual, there's a lot of new candy bars in New Zealand as well. Can you sit down?
Yeah.
So one of them is crunchy. So they say it's got Hokey Poke honeycomb, which we knew Hokey Poke as what?
I was going to say.
Seafoam.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
What?
So did you watch the video of me?
No. You talked about this candy bar in another video?
Yeah.
Okay.
The video,
All right, do you want to try it?
The
Whit?
test video.
Oh, okay. So I was talking to a local about an ice cream shop, and I asked him what is his favorite flavor of ice cream, and he said that his favorite flavor is Hokey Poke. And I had no idea what that meant. And he explained to me that it's like a honeycomb, caramel or butterscotch, which I still didn't know what that meant. And then we, on a lark, just got this candy bar, and I immediately understood what he was trying to say. So it is this, we call this seafoam in Michigan, and it's so good. It's one of my favorite things, seafoam covered in chocolate. It's essentially caramel sauce with an additive that makes it foam up. So it's like foamy caramel.
And it turns hard in here. And the denser areas are a lot harder than the light area. I think somebody needs to go in with fix the process to make it all airy throughout the whole thing.
The area is definitely the best.
It's always, like, we've had a few of these and it's always a little bit more dense on the sides. But
I'd like to find a video on how these are made. I'm curious how they
You wanna
get
try
them
this one?
into bars and stuff. I was really psyched to see this though, and to hear that they appreciate
what do you think?
Hokey Poke, otherwise known as seafoam. I'm glad that they appreciate it so much, because I've always felt like it's a really like poorly received treat that I personally love. So thank you, New Zealand, for acknowledging what I think is a really amazing food.
And so we found this one. What's in this, Whit?
Hokey Poke.
Yeah, Hokey Poke. Whitaker's is from New Zealand. Every place you can check out, there'll be a bar, usually like this big, at the checkout that you can grab, like peanuts or just chocolate from Whitaker's.
2 different Airbnbs that we rented on our trip through New Zealand have left us Whitaker's chocolate as a welcome gift to New Zealand. So this is our first time trying Whitaker's chocolate with Hokey Poke inside. We've only really tried one other.
I tried the peanut once, and then we
The
had
peanut one.
What was the one?
It had
was
like fruit in it.
It was really unique.
Yeah. But we're excited for this one because again, it's Hokey Poke, which now that I know what that is, I love it. So we'll see if this is any different from the other candy bar.
Oh, there's a golden ticket in here.
There's golden ticket.
Just kidding. All right. There you go.
Can see the Hokey Poke nuggets inside. It's a really good distribution of filling.
What do you think, Whit?
It's not great. It's okay. It's okay.
Which one did you like better, the crunchy or this one?
The crunchy.
I vote for the crunchy as well.
I like this one better, so I'll just put this one over here.
I mean, it's good, but there's something up with the chocolate.
I like it.
It almost tastes like coffee chocolate, or there's some other really strong flavor in it.
I don't know.
Speaking of strong flavors, Thunderbird.
So, and this flavor in particular is very, I've only seen it here. Maybe it's in
like
Australia,
sour.
but I'm sure it's in Australia.
This is an Australian soda company, and it's one that we've seen in the United States before, but we've only seen it as root beer. We can't even find Thunderbird root beer in New Zealand. They have a whole variety of other flavors. Most of them are fruit flavors, like... So this one's our favorite. This one is passion fruit. This one, the guava.
They have ginger beer. That's the most common, I think.
You think ginger beer is more common than the fruit flavors?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, these are amazing. And they're yeast brewed. And we're not alcohol drinkers, so I don't totally understand what that means or why brewing it with yeast for 2 to 3 days makes such a difference.
Just add some Marmite to it, I think.
have the same result. But they're really good.
You want to try the... This is your favorite.
The first step is to invert the bottle. I've gotten in trouble before for shaking the bottle. That's not what they mean. And then this part always really scares me.
You want me to do it?
Pull and then lift up. See that? Isn't that crazy?
There it goes. All right, you want some wit?
What I like about this bottle though is that it has such a small opening that you can only drink so much at one time, which makes it feel like it lasts longer. Thank you.
Incredibly sour.
Incredibly.
A little bit bitter. It's got something in it. What did we see?
Sugar. Sugar.
Gentian root. Whatever gentian root is, it must be very bitter.
It's so bitter.
I think it's great. You like it too? Or do you like the passion fruit better? Which, wait, of these three, or the LNP, which one do you like the best?
The LNP?
LNP, good choice.
See, here's the thing. These actually taste kind of similar to me. They both have that bitters sort of flavor. Maybe that's what I don't like about the LNP.
Let's see. Where are the ingredients in this?
So, kiwi is a big winner. The kumara chips are pretty good. Vegemite, not so much. The drinks kind of depends on the person. Tim Tam Slams are amazing.
I think that's the overall well, kiwis.
Kiwi or Tim Tams.
Yeah, this passion fruit's really good too. Those are some of the things that we're gonna really miss not having easy access
the
to.
Hokey Poke Crunchy Bar.
Hokey Poke Crunchy Bar.
I miss Hokey Pokies.
I think the passion fruit, Thunderbird. You can get kiwis anywhere. I hadn't had the golden kiwi. Where is it?
This one.
Before, well, I've had it in the U.S., but I first had it in Asia, so maybe it's common in the U.S. now.
All right, so hand me a Tim Tam. Thank you.
I have some cold milk now, and you got milk all over here.
I'm just gonna fade out, so it'll just be normal.
Okay. Wait, you have milk all over you.
I know.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
These are three sponsors.
I think it was pretty gross of you. Drink that from the bottle.
So edgy.